Hello everybody, my name is PentaHybrid. You might not have heard my voice in a while that isn't on a Twitch stream or a Twitch VOD or the recent videos that I have been putting up. I felt like recording this and I chose Tiny Rogues to play because I just kind of wanted to do a run of Tiny Rogues, and I figured what better way to kind of mindlessly talk about the channel for those curious. This is just going to be my means of podcasting to you for 20 or so minutes. Maybe a little less, who knows? Maybe a little longer, who knows? I have nothing to do for the next 45 minutes. Let's just talk. You guys can watch the gameplay, enjoy the gameplay. Tiny Rogues is really good. It's an early access game. I will make sure to try and put the link for it in the description. There will be videos of it, or stream videos of it, at least in some manner of speaking, coming to the channel. And if they haven't already come to the channel, I'm not sure when this is going up. But I'm sitting here. It's like 1 in the morning. And I'm sitting here thinking, I have all these ideas and I have all this stuff that I want to do, and there's all this drama that's been going on Twitch and with YouTube. They both kind of have their own drama going on with the whole Cody Kenshin stuff and the racial stuff, and then Twitch had the gambling stuff and the sexual assault allegations, and now they're cutting a lot of streamers' pay, and there's a new... It's just it's really just a shit fest, and I don't want to talk about anything in specifics. I just want to address a couple of small things. I want to talk to you, my YouTube audience, that does still watch my videos when I put them up. I thank you guys. I'm grateful for the people who are here watching, even if it's only like, if I put up a video and it gets like 50 views, I'm not going to be butthurt about that. I'm not going to feel bad about that. I did it to myself. I understand that. We're just bleeding subscribers. View retention is just completely tanked. I did this to my own algorithm. But there is a saving factor in this, because I still want YouTube to be a thing, and I don't want to get demotivated because of the numbers. I don't want to get demotivated because of my own IRL issues I have to deal with, and I don't want to like let down the people who do enjoy watching my content, because I know there are still people on the YouTube side of things that do watch and want to watch my content, but don't care at all about live streams. And it's trying to balance those two things with their two whole different mindsets. So I'm going to jump into a run, and we're just going to talk about the state of the channel, where it's headed, what the streams have been like, what we've been playing, what the ideas I'm coming up with, and this whole like ongoing drama situation between, is Twitch failing? Will Penta come to YouTube gaming? Is he finally going to stream on YouTube? We're going to talk about all that just in the next little bit while we play some tiny rogues. I don't have any souls to unlock stuff, so we're just gonna play as I know the knight. We're gonna play as the knight just because I have not played as this guy before, and I'm not gonna really be paying attention to the game a great deal, so I don't want to just like play as something that I don't know. So I'm gonna play as somebody that I do know. I'm not going to talk almost at all about the game. If you want to see Tiny Rogues gameplay, you can either wait for my videos to come up about it, or if they are up, go check the channel, check the videos tab, see if they're up, and then watch them there. Or if they're not up yet, swing by a stream when I'm playing it, or go watch Rito, Retromation, my fellow stream team member. You can watch him play it. So, let's talk, first and foremost, what is going on with the channel. Well, in short, I might just die right away. In short, the YouTube channel has, for the past, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years, kind of bounced back and forth between... I'm gonna turn the game down just a tad while we talk. I don't need the bop and bang and gameplay tunes while I'm just podcasting. For the last couple of years, the channel has relatively bounced back and forth between being like, oh, I want to make content, let's make content, and then I would make content, and there'd be like a couple of weeks, if not like a month or two, of just like banging videos coming out, whether they're first impressions or trying to do series here and there, to being relegated as like a VODs channel. And those VODs ranged anywhere from what I was trying to do with Revita, where I would like try and make them look like they were YouTube videos, but they would still kind of tank as if they were VODs themselves, all the way to what I did with Noida, because Noida is an incredibly hard game to edit, because there's not a lot of times in that game where it's easy to just like cut the content. And like, so when you're playing a game for like when you're playing a game for like 7+ hours and it's one run and you're just doing like secret hunting chat nonsense, it's really hard to make that a YouTube video, you know? I know some people can do it. I know people have done it in the past. I know people who do it when they're playing Noida. I know people who do that when they're playing Noida, but unfortunately for me, I'm beyond the point with Noida where I need to keep my runs to 45 minutes. Like, I could theoretically do that. I could play the game as if it were a roguelite and beat it in one shot, but we're beyond that where we're at in the game, so it's unfortunate that most of my Noida stuff is going to end up becoming like a 3-hour VOD, which is what they ended up becoming, 3 to like 7-hour VODs, and those were actually VODs that were chopped up from like a 12-hour video, 12-hour stream, so it wasn't even like a 3-hour VOD. It was like a 12-hour stream cut up into 4 different chunks. And then it was dead for a while. And then we went back to that whole like Penta doesn't want to do YouTube. He wasn't even streaming for a while, so there were no VODs to even cut up and stream or in format and put on YouTube. So like there was a lot of funkiness going on in my life where I just like it wasn't even like I didn't want to YouTube. I didn't even want to stream, and I took time off of even just streaming. So it was a nightmare for everybody, because it was a nightmare for YouTubers, the YouTube viewers who don't like streams and only wanted to watch me on YouTube, and it was a nightmare. This game is still extremely loud, and it was a nightmare for people who wanted to watch streams, because even if they missed a stream, normally they could catch the VOD on the Twitch VOD system, or they could watch the YouTube, the video that I would put up on YouTube for the VOD. And so like it was a lose-lose situation for everybody, because when I was taking all that time off of just like not doing anything, there was no content at all. It was like a contentless content creator, you know? And that's what I want to avoid. I want to avoid those positions of I'm not doing anything, because I am in a point in my life, and I'm not going to get into too much of the personal nonsense, but things are still not okay. I'm just going to say that. Things are not okay. Financially, basically broke as shit. Can't pay bills. I'm not going to sit here and be like, woe is me, pay me, pay me. Obviously, like, the people who stop by the stream and subscribe, or, you know, stop by the stream and buy me a sandwich. I have a thing on my stream where you can buy me a freaking sandwich or something like that. It's like, obviously, you know, welcomed people who, you know, like, support through any means like that. I'm not going to sit here and say no to it, but I'm also not going to ask for it. I'm not going to promote it, because it's my life. It's not the community's responsibility to make sure that I'm okay. But for those that do and have helped me out in the past, like, a little bit through all this medical nonsense, I do appreciate it. Just want to say that before we move on. So it's like, it comes down to like motivation, mental state of just like not being in the mood to do commentary on a YouTube video. And I recently remember, this is a really good weapon actually. I remember recently seeing Bear Taffy, who is a fellow streamer and YouTuber, who is kind of in the same situation that I have been in the past, and I think I resonate a lot with him, because we've both kind of been through the same thing, whether it's depression or real life issues or what have you. I'm not going to speak too much to his personal problems, because I don't technically know, but I can only say that I relate from the things that I do know, the things that he has talked about and made public. And those things basically boil down to like, hey, sometimes it's just nice to play the game and not have to talk over it. And I know that's kind of like the antithesis of what a YouTuber is and like what a streamer is, but like I have in my past, even over the past year, people can remember that there were some Elden Ring streams when Elden Ring came out. There were some Elden Ring streams where I just muted my mic, but I wanted to be live so that people who wanted to see my first-hand experience with the game and watch me play it could stop by and watch. But I would play for like 3-4 hours. I was live for like 18 hours a day playing Elden Ring, like 18 hours a day, 6 days a week sometimes. playing Elden Ring, and that's a lot of trying to be in the like YouTuber streamer mindset of being like live and being on and being like entertaining, especially when it's like 6 days a week. It was ridiculous. So like sometimes it's nice to just play a game and not have to worry about doing all that, and unfortunately that kind of ends up becoming more of an issue with the YouTube side of things, because at the end of the day, it is still way easier to stream than it is to do YouTube. It is way easier to stream than it is to do YouTube. And I will always say this. I will say this to any of my streamer and YouTuber friends. I will say this to any of my friends who want to get into the YouTube game, especially now with all the recent situation with the pay situation on Twitch, where like streamers are just flat out getting their money stolen out of their pockets, and Twitch is going to start running way more ads on top of everything. It's kind of crazy to think that, like, it's kind of crazy to think that, you know, that's the situation we're in there, but people are coming to the realization that they do need that extra revenue stream. And I have friends of mine who are like basically, in the nicest way possible I could make it said, YouTube tone deaf. They don't know how the algorithm works. They don't know how to do a YouTube video. And if I love them the dearest, I'm not going to say any names so that people don't feel like targeted or anything, because I do mean it in the nicest way possible. But there is a specific manner of being and a mentality that you have to become in order to be like even relatively popular on YouTube. I was never the most popular guy on YouTube. However, I know how to YouTube. I know how the algorithm works. I hate it and I refuse to bend to its will, and that's why a lot of my videos end up failing. But I know how it works. I have a great voice. Like, I'm just gonna say it. I have a great voice. Everybody can agree with me. You just nod along and say, yes, Penta, you have a great voice. I get told it daily, so I'm just gonna start believing it myself. But I have the attitude, I have the ability to just talk about anything for hours on end, and that sometimes has led my videos to become kind of boring and long, because people are like, the video's over, he's not even playing the game anymore, but here we are talking 5 minutes after the recording ended, or after the run ended. People would say that on my Isaac videos all the time. I'd just be like talking on the main menu for like 3 minutes. And I don't even realize it. Like, what I'm doing right now, effectively, I could do this for 10 hours if I had the ability to do it. However, and that comes back to the motivation issue and the stuff that I related to, like with Bear, sometimes I just don't want to talk. Sometimes I just don't want to talk, like I mentioned with Elden Ring. Sometimes I just want to play a game that I really enjoy and not have to be like funny for a few minutes. And it's really unfortunate when people pop into chat or in a YouTube comment and they're like, hey man, is everything okay? Because you're quiet for like a minute. Like, if I go quiet on my stream for like more than 3 minutes, I usually have at least one person, if not one of my moderators say, are you muted? Are you okay? I'm like, no, man, I'm just not talking. I don't know. I'm just not talking. It takes a lot of mental energy and physical energy to be entertaining for 6 hours at a time. And as much as I love doing it, those like brief 3-minute breaks sometimes can be a lifesaver. Sometimes they are an absolute beauty. Anyway, so what is the status of the channel now that you've just been talking about literally nothing for billions of years? Well, I'd like to still do dedicated YouTube content. Unfortunately, I don't really see it working. So the current formula that I've been doing is I am going to try, if I'm playing a game on stream, whether it's a full playthrough of a game or like a single run of a game, I'm going to try my best to transform that into a like one-shot, one-off type of first look video, or an indie grab bag as I call it. Where if I'm taking a look at a game for the first time that I've been provided by a dev or that I wanted to play or whatever, I'm going to try and cut that down, make a thumbnail for it, edit it to where it's like relatively YouTube-esque and not like a stream, and then upload it. I've been doing that with some of the videos that have been from streams lately. By the time this video's come up, you've probably seen a few of them if you're fans of the channel. And hopefully they're popping. Hopefully they're at least, you know, relatively engaging to the people watching them, and they're not just like watching a cut down stream VOD. I am trying to make it at least relatively algorithmic. I'm trying my best, because if I can get that to work, it will help the motivation factor. Like I said, the motivation isn't all just numbers and mental and all that stuff. It's literally everything combined into one. Like, I can't just, I'm not gonna sit here and say numbers don't matter, because any YouTuber or streamer that says numbers don't matter is lying to you. And I'm just gonna say that, I'm gonna be honest, people know that I am kind of like the token I speak the truth guy, but like, I literally mean that as honestly as I can possibly say it. If a streamer or a YouTuber that you are a fan of and you're watching ever says, no matter how humble it sounds, if they say numbers don't matter, they are lying to you. They might not pay attention to them, they might not care a great deal about them, and they may be at a point where they have like a giant contract or a sponsorship that makes numbers not really matter that much. However, everybody thinks about the numbers. It might not be the number one reason that you don't want to, like, the number one reason you do it. It's not, definitely not the number one reason I do it. I do it because I want to entertain people and I want to have fun. The moment I stop having fun, I stop wanting to do it. And that's, again, goes back to why does the YouTube channel just occasionally die sometimes? Because sometimes I'm just not having fun and I want to take time off. It's really awkward to say that, because like, people might see that as like a cop-out, but no, sometimes it's just not, it's not fun anymore. Sometimes there's just no games I'm interested in playing, and I can't, it would be much more painful to watch a video where I'm faking having fun, because it's obvious when I'm faking having fun, than it would be to have me take a few weeks off and then to watch me have a few weeks off and then come back and be in a better mental state. There's a lot of people who are more successful than me that do this all the time. Again, one of my biggest inspirations in YouTube and streaming for years, mostly streaming because he doesn't really do YouTube, but one of my biggest reasons that I ever even started creating content in the first place, Man vs. Game. He is a notorious stop when he wants to, he's not feeling it, walk away, disconnect from the internet, come back when he's ready, have fun. And if there's still people there watching him, he'll be happy. And there's always people there watching him because people adore his content. They love that his humor and his much more abrasive style of like, I don't give a shit, I just want to play the game and have fun and talk about it with my chat. He's not trying to be, he's never really tried to be the big, I'm, you know, haha, Mr. Beast, I'm gonna just make ridiculous commentary for sake of ridiculous commentary type of dude. But yeah, this is kind of like where I am at. Like, I just want to play the game and chat and have a good time. But sometimes I don't want to. So that's that. Is like, it's hard to it's hard to promise that I'm going to keep doing the YouTube stuff when I can't necessarily promise that I'm going to keep doing the YouTube stuff, if that makes sense. But I'm trying my best. I don't want people to think that I'm just like lazy and, you know, I don't want to make videos today. No, there's a lot of mental stress and mental like gymnastics and like depression and bad thoughts and a lot of IRL stuff, health issues, all this stuff comes into play when it talks about like where is Penta? Where did Penta go? So that's like basically the state of the channel like topic that I covered. Now I want to talk about the next thing. The next big thing is like, what has life been like on the Twitch streams? For those people who watch the YouTube side of stuff and have always supported the YouTube side of stuff and just kind of sit here waiting for the next Penta upload, but they're just not interested in the Twitch side of things. I 100% agree with that. I would never try to force people to watch something that they're not interested. Maybe they don't like Twitch. Maybe they don't have an account and they just don't want to make another account. All of these things are valid. Like, as much as people want to make you feel guilty for not like going over and watching their streams, I've done it in the past, and it makes me feel like shit that I have done it in the past. But at the same time, Like, I have to realize that I need to separate myself from my own personal feelings on this. Like, is it really easy to make a Twitch account? Yes. Is it really easy to just open the stream, support the stream by watching, and not even say anything in chat? Yes. But it also is not as simple as that. And I have to remember that it's not just like, hey, you know, you come watch my stream. It comes down to, like, maybe they just don't really want to. Maybe they just want to do the YouTube thing. And so, for those that haven't been hanging on the streams, those that aren't interested on the streams, even people who do usually have or used to watch streams but just haven't and are just like more YouTube focused now, what have the streams been like? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. We're just kind of getting back into doing them. They were scarce for a while. I did step away for a little bit because I wanted to take some time off for my own mentality. I wanted to walk away for a little bit, which I did. And I came back, and now we have been playing a lot of different stuff. We came back to Noida recently. Those VODs are not going to come to YouTube. I apologize. If you want to see the recent Noida stuff, unfortunately, you will have to use Twitch. Exporting 158 gigabytes worth of Noida footage over the course of 8 days, where we played 12 hours a day pretty much, that's just not going to happen. I apologize. I wish I could. At least when I was uploading Noida VODs from Twitch before, I was able to keep up with it, kinda. We are so past the comfort point of being able to do it now, so unfortunately this is not going to happen. However, those VODs are available and cut up, and they will be there forever. They are highlighted unless some catastrophic event happens. They will be there until the end of time, or until, like, I randomly delete them. They are there. They are organized, and they are named in order of, like, what to watch. At least the recent ones are. All the way from, like, Noida 1 to Noida 18 or Noida 19 or whatever it is, and they're all just, like, 3-hour videos chopped up from streams. Might not be the most engaging stuff for people to want to watch, but just letting you know, it is there if you want to watch it. Before that, we were playing a lot of Project Zomboid. I've been into Zomboid a lot lately, but then fell off of it when my buddy, who was moving, the guy who I was playing Zomboid with, was moving. And while he was moving, I didn't want to play Zomboid because our server would... I feel like I would advance too much progress in the server, and I want to... You know, when you're playing a multiplayer thing with somebody, you want them to be involved a lot more. And so I didn't want to advance too much without him and make too much progress without him, so I decided, hey, now's the perfect time to go back to Noida. So I went back to Noida, and then I ended up playing Noida for like a week straight. All day, every day, pretty much. And kinda, oops, that was dumb damage. Kinda fell out of the Zomboid mentality. Still might go back, who knows, question mark. And then one of the craziest weeks of indie games on Twitch happened, which is what we're currently dealing with now. So now there's a lot of indie grab bag stuff that I'm doing. I'm catching up on a lot of indie games that I've either missed out on or have recently come out. One of them was this one right here, Tiny Rogues, and then there was also Shovel Knight Dig, which came out and I was playing. Dome Keeper came out. There was a lot of games, and so I don't even know what these things do. I'm just gonna loot them because I don't want to sit in a room for too long. Anyway, moving on. Upcoming, there are so many games I want to play, like single player games, and that's what's exciting to me, is if I can drive myself, which is a problem in itself, I know. Penta motivating himself to do something, I know, crazy, right? If I can drive myself to decide, hey, I'm going to play through this game on stream, that is where the excitement factor comes in. Yes, they will not be dedicated YouTube videos, but they will be like full playthroughs of games that I can then chop up into like a YouTube format for like a digestible thing, like kind of like what Wander and a lot of other people nowadays do, where they play a game on stream. CoCarnage notably does it. Like, CoCarnage doesn't really do any dedicated YouTube content. his channel does fine because people know that he's a streamer first and just puts it into like edited dissectable YouTube content. And so that's kind of what I want to do, is I want to... I feel like I just don't understand how attunement in this game works. I really don't feel like I understand how attunement works. Why do I not have the armor from this? I genuinely don't understand. I'm going to keep going and just not talk about the game again. So that's exciting, is if I can, some of these games that are coming out, like Grounded, it's a perfect example. Grounded, in a few days from when I'm recording this, it might already be out. I might even be playing it right now while you're watching this. Click on my Twitch link and see if I'm playing Grounded. No. Grounded is the, like, Honey, I Shrunk Your Kids crafting survival game that came out in early access a few years ago. And I played the hell out of it. I played like 8 or 9 sessions of it. I was going to say 8 or 9 hours, but I played it for like 8 or 9 sessions on stream. I played it for probably like 10, 15 hours. Played through all the content that was available in the game at the time. And I was like, all right, I can't wait till I come back to it. I'm not going to play it in its... I'm going to play it when it comes out in its full release date. And so I waited. I waited for it to be in full release. It's going to be hitting full release as of recording this on the 27th, which is ironically the same day that Dome Keeper is coming out. I don't know why that's ironic, but I'm going to say it's ironic. Play Dome Keeper as well, very good. But yeah, I'm going to be playing a lot of that on stream, whether it's solo or with some of my streamer buddies. I would heavily advise, if you are interested, either coming by the stream to see the game, or, this is kind of why I brought it up, there is a significantly good chance that all of that Grounded content for the full playthrough, assuming it goes for long enough of a period of time to be significant, which, if it's as good as I remember it being, and if it's even better than I remember, or even better than I hoped it would be on full release, there's going to be a lot of Grounded. There'll be a lot of Grounded. There's going to probably be dozens of hours of Grounded at this stage for the full release. So that's all going to probably be chopped up and be coming to YouTube as like episodic videos. So be prepared for that. Other games that I've talked about playing on stream, like Lava Llama 2, Subnautica Below Zero, I still need to play and go through. There's a farming simulator game that was a Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town, which is a remake of Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town, which was a Game Boy game that I was obsessed with as a kid. It was probably my favorite Game Boy game of all time, at least in the top echelon of Game Boy games for sure. And Story of Seasons finally made a remake of that. Spoiler alert, Story of Seasons is also remaking A Wonderful Life, which is Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life for the Game Boy or GameCube. Cannot wait to see that, and it's full remade splendor, because that was also a very good game. But yeah, that's also on the short list. There's so many games that I want to play through, like the full version of the game as well. But a lot of it's just going to be like one-off stuff and random like runs of games. I'm kind of in that like Wanderbot mentality. Like, he's inspired me a lot to just not care about finishing games as much as just keep playing stuff. And there's going to be an audience for that game anyway, which is something that I never did in the past. If I didn't intend on finishing a game, I really never wanted to start a game. And then if I ever started a game that I didn't end up finishing, I felt bad, and I would just stop making content for a little bit, because I'd be like, I can't believe, oh my god, they're gonna hate me so much for stopping the playthrough. No, just like play a game and play it till its natural end, whether it's when you beat the game, or if chat's not feeling it or you're not feeling it, or just you don't really feel like playing it anymore, and then move on to the next thing and go from there. And I think that's kind of what I'm moving towards, is like you might just see random YouTube videos from streams of like a Nuclear Throne run. Like I might just do a 2-hour Nuclear Throne segment one day. I'm feeling like playing Nuclear Throne. You might see some Nuclear Throne videos. Basically what I want to say is, don't really get attached to anything specific game-wise on the stream unless I specifically say like, hey, I'm gonna be playing a lot out of this. You know, I'm gonna be playing the hell out of this. Like, unless I specifically say, you know, hey, I'm gonna be playing this all the way through, or yada yada. Just don't take anything too seriously. We're in a day and age now where I feel comfortable just playing what I want to play. If I want to play like 4 hours of like RimWorld and then make those YouTube videos, and then people on the channel can watch RimWorld, I think people should just get with the way the internet is going right now, and the way Twitch and YouTube are dealing with everything right now. I think people need to take a step back. Take a step back from like the situation of we need to finish the games, we need to play only what people want to watch, and just get back into just playing games because we want to have fun. And I really am excited to see if I can do that. I'm really excited to see if people are interested in watching me just play games because I'm enjoying them and not because I'm going to finish them. Like, I want the days of people coming into the comment section of a video and saying, why didn't he finish this? Where's the next episode? I think we're in the past the day and age of those comments really being relevant anymore. Like, they might still happen. I'm not gonna say they won't happen. They still do happen to, like, me on some of my older series. Like, the funny one is I recently had a comment, like, within the past, like, 3 or 4 days as of recording this. I had a comment in the last 3 or 4 days. I never fought the Phoenix before. I had a comment in the last 3 or 4 days on my stream VODs of my Pokemon Black 2 playthrough. And the person was like, are you gonna ever come back and or when is he gonna come back and finish it? It wasn't even like an are you gonna come back. They basically were like, when's he gonna finish the game? And I just responded, and I'm like, this is like a 6-year-old stream. I'm probably not gonna come back and finish it, but I do need to do another Pokemon playthrough at some point. So there, you might get lucky and have me do a black and white playthrough. And they're like, well, if you do, let me know. And I'm like, all right, you know, like, there's positivity in there, right? Like, they were just disappointed they didn't finish the game, but I feel like we need to move past the, like, that was a more positive version of some of the comments that I've seen. Like, the comments on, like, series were like, where's episode 10? And they only played it for 9 episodes. I've seen those comments on Wander's video. When's he gonna continue playing this? Is he gonna continue playing this? Did he? And he forgot to upload it. Blah blah blah. And I think those are the ones I'm more worried about than anything. Is like, I just not worried, but like, I guess I'm annoyed with more than anything is because I just want to play games. I just want to play games with my community, have fun, not be so business freaking focused on it. Like, if the money happens and if the subs happen and if people come back to the channel for subscribers on YouTube, then it happens. I want to look at the Claymore because it's my favorite sword in media, and I'm going to use it because it's my favorite sword in media. But yeah, I don't know, play games. So that's the state of the stream. Now let's talk about the big issue. We're 33 minutes into this. This is basically a Tiny Rogues video at this point. I get so distracted. People know this. When PentaHybrid makes a channel update video, if I don't have a script, get ready. He's gonna talk for 1 billion years. I am sure some people out there are curious, with all of the recent drama with Twitch and the all of this nonsense that's been going on. I'm sure there are a plethora of people who are curious like I hinted at the start of the video, people who are like, is Penta finally coming to YouTube Gaming? Will he do it? Is this finally the moment that's going to push him over the edge with Twitch? I follow him on Twitter, and he was rage tweeting about possibly going to blah, 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 and I was like, no, okay. Those were jokes. Those were jokes because I was mad at Twitch, and I am still mad at Twitch. I continue to be mad at Twitch. Until YouTube makes their platform for streaming at least 15 to 20% better, and I do mean this because I want YouTube to be better. This isn't like a I hate YouTube, YouTube streaming sucks. I want YouTube streaming to get better. If anything, it will make Twitch get better, we would hope. I mean, I don't know, given the recent shit, YouTube is making some really good moves with like ad splits and shorts being able to be monetized now. Like, they're doing a lot of good stuff on YouTube, and then like a day later, Twitch added that they released a post saying that they were going to cut streamers' pay. So like maybe Twitch doesn't need YouTube to get better, and Twitch is just going to be there shooting themselves in the cock constantly. And if that's the case, then when YouTube does get better, basically what I'm trying to say is Twitch is not going to get so bad. It's gonna like they have to do a lot of awful hello Cerberus. They'd have to do an awful lot of shit to make me switch platforms right now. And I wish they didn't, but unfortunately the service that Twitch provides, regardless of the controversies, the service that Twitch provides right now is still the best streaming service for a streamer that we have. Like, just all of the incentives, the program itself, the player itself, like the only thing that really Twitch has, or that YouTube has over Twitch on a grand scheme of things, is the fact that their player is like way better, and they offer a much higher bit rate for streamers to be able to use. That's really all they have. And if that was good, if that was a reason enough to leave, then more power to you. I hope you enjoy your streams on YouTube. Oh, I just totally got roasted. I didn't know I was gonna die that quick. But anyway, the long and short of it, before we end this, and I say my sayonaras, because I could talk for another 45 minutes and make no sense. I know people don't want that. Long and short of it, no, I'm not even considering right now coming to YouTube Gaming for streaming. I will remain on Twitch streaming until YouTube gets better. The move over there would be just such a chaotic shift that isn't worth the headache right now for the minimal gain I would get on YouTube from having a higher bit rate, having a better player, and having probably more monetary gain. Obviously, you don't get more sponsorships or more this, that, or the other for streaming on YouTube. The ad incentives are not really that much different. Granted, the ad split is better on YouTube, but it's a different style of payment, and I might break even, but I don't know. The chat and the discoverability on YouTube right now is just so bad. That's where it really comes down to. Is at least on Twitch, if I'm in the category for a game, even though I'm not the world's biggest streamer, I average, like, I've slowed down a lot over the past few years. I used to be a lot bigger, but I've slowed down over the past few years. But I mean, even still today, I average, anywhere from 10 to 30 viewers on any given day, and that ain't that damn bad for someone who has repeatedly tried to kill their channel. That's not that bad. I have a good community. I love you guys. But even for me, I could be playing this game. I could be playing Tiny Rogues, a relatively obscure and unknown indie game that's just come out on Twitch, and if one person searches hashtag Tiny Rogues, there is a decent to great chance they're gonna find my stream. You cannot do that on YouTube. You cannot do that on YouTube. Finding a live streamer on YouTube is still the most ass system I've ever seen in my life. If YouTube were to just make a page like Twitch's following page or Twitch's live page, I swear to God, if they just would make that and then make the chat experience 5% better, half of Twitch streamers would move to YouTube. That is all they have to do to make it a much more satisfying place to stream on. Because, yes, the 70-30 ad split is amazing. The revenue split is amazing. Super chats are amazing. They're much more engaging than just randomly getting Streamlabs donations on Twitch. The idea of, I forget what his name is. I think his name is Truffle, the guy who did all of the extensions for Ludwig. All of that stuff just makes all the BTTV, like Twitch emotes and stuff like that on Twitch, they just move them over to YouTube. It's basically like you're streaming on the same platform with better benefits, better, better stream quality because the player is way better and you can stream at a higher bit rate. So if they would just simply make streams more valuable on Twitch by making them easier to find and sort them and make it even relatively easy to find somebody, I would be doing it because yes, I stream for my community and to have fun and stuff like that, but you still stream to be discovered because I'm here to share the games, and if people can't find me to find their potential new favorite game, or find me to watch me play Dark Souls with only a freaking shield, what's the point when I could just have better discoverability on Twitch? So yeah, Twitch is an ass company, but so is YouTube. I mean, they're both guilty of the same things. They're both ass, but you're choosing the lesser of two evils, and for streaming right now, unfortunately, the lesser of two evils is Twitch, because their options are better right now. So no, I'm not coming to YouTube gaming, but I'm going to, as I've talked about in the video, I'm gonna cut it now. In 40 minutes, and I apologize for that. I tend to ramble. Y'all know this, but that's why you come here. If you wanted a synopsis, a 5-minute review of your favorite horror movie, you would not come to Penta, because I would talk for an hour about why that one scene sucked. Expect videos. Most of it is probably going to just be cut up stream VODs. There will be, on Indie Grab Bags, there's going to be the little bit of editing to make them more presentable, just because I do want the Indie Grab Bags to be a little bit more professional, even though they came from a stream. So there's going to be an end screen and all that fancy nonsense. That might not last, just because if I cover 8 a week and I have to chop up and re-edit 8 of those a week on top of streaming, on top of everything else, I might just give up and just upload the straight VODs. But either way, expect videos, maybe not series, but expect videos, and expect there to be somewhat of a reasonable flow on the channel. And before I hop out of here, I just want to thank the people who did watch this whole video. You're the real ones. I appreciate you the most. I appreciate all of you, but the ones who didn't just skip ahead to their favorite topic, as much as I do love you, the people who deal with me for me, you're the real primo of the primos. You're all beautiful. I love you guys so much. Thank you for putting up with me over the past few years. Even though I did have some debilitating issues going on, and debt, and near bankruptcy, and financial, catastrophes, and moving, and nearly dying. I don't know if people on YouTube knew that even happened, but yeah, my heart nearly gave out and I almost died a year ago. So for those who supported me and kept me sane and kept me wanting to do content over the past year, if not 2 years, I greatly thank you. I would not be here if it wasn't for you guys. So keep on keeping on. I love you. Try to make it to streams if streams are your thing. If they're not, look forward to the videos that are going to be coming. Even if they're just cut up stream VODs, you're still going to have my voice. I'm still going to be making fart jokes. I'm still going to be talking to chat and having hopefully an entertaining time. I love you guys. Go buy Tiny Rogue. It's already out by the time this video comes out, because it's going to be released 8 hours from now when I'm recording this. Go buy Tiny Rogues. If you enjoyed any of this gameplay over my bullshit commentary, go pick up the game. We'll see you guys in whatever video will come next. Love you, and catch you later.